We are back. The Breakdown Boys, Wade, Sensei.
Ooh, we back.
Sensei, this one is it's a little bit of a difficult one today, buddy. So, I know you haven't necessarily kept up with the ins and outs of Twitter of this last week. There has been, quite frankly, all I can describe to you as a terrorization of Logan Paul's life by one DILLON DANIS. He has, as soon as this fight was inked to start and they were going to go and fight, it was official, DILLON DANIS has completely terrorized this man's personal life in the way of showing his fiancée in very vulgar and, quite frankly, completely inappropriate ways on a public app.
Crossing lines.
Yes, and also showing her past relationships and potentially things that weren't relationships, or just using it as a way to say, Logan Paul, this is who you're marrying, as a way to promote this fight. Now, we're not going to show any of this because, quite frankly, I don't think we can, and I don't think anybody else should see this if you haven't already. But the question is this fair game for Dillon to be doing? I will say this, and I think you'll echo the same thing. It is not appropriate. It is not something we condone. I don't think it's very tasteful. I think it's pretty tasteless. I think it's complete degeneracy and very low-hanging fruit to be like, I'm going to promote a fight by saying, look who your wife has previously dated and also what public pictures are of her on the internet. But is it too far in the fight game to do this?
It's the fight game, son. To me, it's about public and private.
Yep.
Right? Because, bro, I always get so confused when people, like, the fight game. Yep. The fight game, but just fighting, is extremely freaking dangerous. You're about to, like, potentially die out there.
Yeah.
You're trying to hurt the other person. And then we talk about feelings.
Yeah.
Like, I'm the nicest guy. I don't do that.
Right.
But I'm not, like, shocked if someone were to do it to me. Like, if someone were to, like, try to do something, I'm like, they're trying to get in my head. This is mental warfare, because we're going to go into a ring and duke it out, whether it's MMA, kickboxing, or whatever. Right. I like to keep it respectful and cordial because I don't need all of that, right?
Right.
But, you know, as long as it's public, I think it's fair game. Yeah. It's tricky when you say fair game.
I know that wording of it makes it sound like it's okay. It's not okay. We're not saying it's an okay thing to do. But in this context, in the fight game, these are, again, if these are public things, you know, even, I mean, Dillon even put the freaking Japan stuff on Twitter. So he's going after everything, but again, public,
right?
You know?
It's not like he found DMs or, like, took photos.
Which would be
like,
illegal,
leaked.
by the way. That would be
exactly. I think like in the term leaking things is where, and again, it could be like little information, bro. Like I would be tight if it was like I saw, where'd you guys eat last Tuesday? Something like weird. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? Like it could get information.
Weird. It could get weird.
That's not supposed to be public.
Exactly.
But when you're searching the internet that anybody can find, and you're just highlighting it. Yep. You know, it's not. I don't think you should do it.
Same.
You know, but if you're talking about, but should he be penalized for it or in trouble for it?
That was the next thing I was going to get to. So Dillon starts this campaign of, again, complete just terrorization. And then the tweet comes out, and I swear to God, Christian, if this comes, I'm not even going to look for it. But essentially, Dillon said, like, bro. Some of these tweets, dog. Dillon essentially said Misfits or somebody was threatening to, or had been aware of the fact these things had happened. I shouldn't say Misfits because I don't know what this is, but somebody was trying to censor him in the way he was promoting, and potentially was talking about having the fight either being removed, or, as we found out in a little bit, Logan Paul has now got legal teams involved and is threatening to sue DILLON DANIS, I guess, over some sort of defamation for mentioning his fiancée in these posts. Now, put the Logan Paul thing aside for a second, the defamation, whatever. the fact that this is being brought up as a way to, in some way, call the fight off is a little shocking to me. And I don't know who is doing it, where these are coming from. It's probably, if I had to guess, it's Logan Paul telling Misfits and or DAZN, I'm not going to fight this guy if he keeps doing this. And Misfits having to go to Dillon and be like, hey, man, maybe you should tone it down. I think that's wrong. Just personally, to me, to go to a guy like Dillon and tell him how to promote, again, if this is all public, you don't have to like it. It's not in my taste. It's not something I'm going to sit here and condone and be like, yeah, Dillon, keep doing it. No, I don't like it.
Yeah, no, not at all.
I don't think it's, again, in any tasteful way done at all. Has nothing to do with the fight, but it's working for him. And it's bringing eyes to the fight, and it's making people in some way become interested in this thing. So to have him flat out removed from the card when, again, you said it, this is the fight game. Mike Tyson, in his day, told dudes he would eat their children and fuck them till he loved them.
That's crazy.
I'm sorry, that's what he said.
I know, but like in the like when you think about the context of what they're about, what they're about to do to each other in the ring, it's like.
And Conor McGregor, who Dillon feeds at the teat of, told Habib at the teetotal titty, dog. He told Habib that he was going to talk to Vladimir Putin about if he pulled out, how he wouldn't be welcome back to Russia.
I was just going to say, the way Conor approached the Habib thing
talked about Habib's wife, tried to get him to drink alcohol, asked freaking Ali Abdelaziz where his son was.
I think that's crossed the line. Because when you talk,
I
know it's public information, but when you talk about, private, that's private, right? That's private. And then you're talking about somebody's kids, because now, like, you're not an adult.
Yeah.
So it's like
Conor went that extra, and there was no peep. And again, it's wrong. Conor should not have said any of that stuff.
Yeah, that was, to me, I'm like, that's crazy. It was private information, leaking it, and then you're talking about someone's kids. What are we doing?
And then people will go, well, look, Wade, see what happened in the Habib fight? See what happened? That wasn't a fact that Conor said those things. What happened was in no way Conor's fault at the moment. Like, you could say he deserved it. You could say all that. But what happened when Habib jumped the barrier and started kicking Dillon Danis and everybody else?
and to think it was
Dillon.
He attacked Dillon.
It was Dillon. You know? That wasn't Conor's fault. If Conor and Habib had issues, they settle them there in the octagon and in this case the ring, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? That's your penance. That is why me talking about whoever and behind the scenes talking about removing this fight. This is how you settle it. This should give you more ammo to go in and be like, hey, I'm going to shut this guy up. He's going to pay for all that. And this is how you do it. Because otherwise, this could be anybody on the internet, and they wouldn't have to pay a thing for it.
Right.
You're actually getting an opportunity to make Dillon pay for saying these crazy things.
If Logan wants to try to, like, sue him or, like, make his life a living hell for talking about his fiance, fair play. But not to the point where
legal action he even can take? What do you
doesn't fight him? And I don't know what he said.
Like what defamation of what? I don't. I'm not a legal expert. Like, fair play. Go. Yeah. I think it's a little silly to take it to legal grounds when I don't think there is any.
Right.
But I understand Logan trying to, like, this is how I'm going to defend her. I get it.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, instead of nothing, but but obviously the better one would be, I'm going to freaking knock you out.
I'm going to knock you out. That's it.
Right.
But
so that part of it, but not to the point where, like, I'm not going to fight, because that's what we,
That's what you signed up for. That's what this is the game you signed up for here.
Yeah.
I just don't think Logan. I mean, listen, we can even go back to the first one. JJ brought out his dead dog.
I know, that's crazy.
The live one, obviously, but he brought out a replica dog of the dead dog. It wasn't a dead dog, but he wore the girlfriend's face on his face when he was weighing in. I mean, again, these are not the same. He didn't post a vulgar picture, but still, these are still, borderline things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
it's tricky, but that's a slippery slope that gets, like,
Logan called Floyd a wife
time.
Beater in their press lead up. He was like, "Yeah, you beat your wife." And I'm like, "Okay,
that's facts, though, right?"
It's facts. Like, fair play. Yeah. This public information now. Went to jail for it. Got arrested.
Yeah. So this is even more like satire. It's like it's obviously inappropriate and messed up.
It's cheap humor. It's cheap.
Correct.
Goofy.
Yeah. It's Dillon Danis 101.
And it's getting in Logan's head.
Yeah.
Like, you can't argue it now. Because there's been one, again, this is from Dillon's mouth, so I don't know how true it really is, but at least rumor of, hey, man, you better tone this down or censor it or we're not going to have the fight. And then, now confirmed, Happy Punch put up the post, Logan has gotten legal involved. So obviously it's in his head.
Wow.
And Logan did have a response, though. I don't know if you saw this.
I did not.
Logan had a response today. So this was one of the posts that Logan put out as a response.
Classic.
I mean, I guess that's a decent enough response.
It's not very directed. I mean, I get it, but
I mean, it's a good one, but it's very much general. It's very much like,
and Dillon's quoted it as the bro had days and pulled up with this.
It's like, okay, because this is a clearly, obviously photoshopped picture where if we're doing the picture thing, you know.
That's what I'm saying. You can't fight fire with fire here.
No, dude.
That's why I think it's tough, because that's why Logan was like, okay, what do I do here? I don't know what to do. I have nothing, so let me just,
Bro, what you do here is
lawsuit.
No.
That's what Logan was like, a lawsuit, I guess, legal. Shoot.
What you do here is you get on Twitter, you get on your podcast, whatever, and be like, it takes a very small, and do the whole, it takes a very small man to take shots at a man's wife, whatever it is.
Right, exactly. You
exactly. Big boy him and be like, I'm gonna take it directly at you when you did this.
You take the higher road, because Dillon's such a low. He low blows all the time. So you just take the high road.
And you're supposed to be the baby face anyway if you're Logan. In this case, Dillon knows he's the bad guy, so be the baby face. When he goes low, you go high type thing.
Yeah, you can't be doing, let me speak to the manager. You can't be doing
that. Karen on him. And you can't try to, like you said, fight fire with fire, because this looks like a fourth, this looks like an 8th grader did it. This is terrible.
Yeah, no.
Like, when you see that, you don't go, oh, man, Logan got him. You went, really? That's okay.
You just got to go high road and just be like,
get on the podcast. It's like, yeah, it takes a very small man to make fun of a man's fiance, whatever it is, to bring up personal stuff. He's like, but I'm gonna make you get dead in the camera. I'm gonna make you pay.
Correct.
Get real with him about it. And then at least he knows. Like, okay, you'd be like, yeah, Dillon, you are in my head. Problem is, that's a bad thing for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the last place you want to be, type shit. You know what I mean? That's what you need to do. But this is not gonna cut it, because Dillon's the ultimate troll. You're not gonna beat him at this.
Yeah, it's like the one that, like, the kid's like, you're ugly, and you go, I'm not ugly. I'm telling the principal. It's just
Logan Paul hits a huge 3 to cut the lead down to 42.
Oh my gosh.
After he posted that picture. And then I'm not even okay, buddy. So again, it's can I get away from this? So again, it's tough if you're Logan, but you have to be able to handle this stuff if you're going to fight, man. You have to. I'm not saying I wouldn't react in a way if this was happening to me either. Like, yes, you could put yourself in his shoes and be like, this is fucking frustrating. But again, you signed up to a guy that you've had beef with for years, and apparently,
and it's Dillon Danis.
It's him, dude. And they've said things about Dillon too. They've said things about Dillon's mom. That was KSI, I'm pretty sure, but Jake said some things about him, about ex-girls and all this, and it's been there. You know what I mean? So
yep.
He thinks, and I'm not saying he is, but Dillon thinks he's justified in being like, y'all talked about me, and I took it for years, so here I come. All right, what up? You know what I mean? So I'm not, like I said, I don't agree with this. I think it's a very cheap and tasteless way to promote. I said the same thing when Conor did it with Habib. I thought it was just flat out garbage. But I can't sit here and say he doesn't have some right to do it. He can do this. It is the fight game, and mean things are going to get said. What was that fit? What are you throwing up, the Black Power fist? What is that?
USA, yes.
There you go.
Always, dude. Come on now.
Always. Right there with you. All right, there we go. So that's just what I think, man. Comment section. You let us know. Is this okay? Is this fair game? Is this gonna get the fight canceled? We have no idea. By the way,
it can. That'd be worse for Logan.
Terrible. But Darren Till.
Gotcha. You're in detention.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're in trouble.
Darren Till did get on Twitter and say, Dillon is trying to get this fight canceled. I'll be the backup, and I'm ready whenever. So he thinks Dillon's doing it so he doesn't have to fight Logan, because now they're talking all this, and he's like, he's gonna purposely get himself canceled here. I'm gonna be stepping in. So there's a potential fight. But I have to say, this Dillon and Logan thing, I think they got to settle it. I think this is the one you got to settle, because there's no real personal stakes with Darren and Logan. You know, this one's the one.
No, and you have Conor. With Dillon, you have
Conor. Exactly. So,
come on.
Comment section, you let us know. Is this fair or foul, and will it get Dillon either sued or canceled in some way? We don't have those answers, but guess we'll find out.
I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs.